Zhang Nian was a beauty blogger with millions of followers. She had an enchanting slender waist and a naturally delicate physique with an extremely fertile constitution. With a little dressing up, she became an irresistible beauty who could captivate countless men easily. On May 20th, Aunt Qin, who lived opposite her house, came to visit, bringing a real estate property deed in the Porsche car key. She insisted on arranging a blind date for Zhang Nian with her son Xin Yan. Yan was the youngest associate professor at a top biological research institute in Beijing, already 28 and never having been in a relationship. He immersed himself entirely in scientific research all year round, wearing a white lab coat every day and having no contact with the opposite sex at all. Aunt Qin assured Zhang Nian repeatedly that Shen Yan was a socially awkward research nerd who had never even held a girl's hand. If Zhang Nian could make him take the initiative to sail a sentence voluntarily, the house and the Porsche would all belong to her. Tempted by the lavish reward, Zhang Nian, who was confident in her charm and flirting skills and had never failed before, agreed immediately, determined to conquer this cold scientific research elite. The blind date was set at an upscale private restaurant. Zhang Nian put on an alluring makeup and a tight sling dress to show off her perfect figure, posing charmingly to launch her seduction plan. However, Nian broke all her schemes the moment he arrived. He looked cold and reserved behind his gold-rimmed glasses, with a faint smell of disinfectant lingering around him. He directly commented from a professional research perspective that her makeup would clog skin pores and accelerate collagen loss. He also claimed, based on the pheromone diffusion model, that her perfume interfered with his olfactory judgment. All Zhang Nian's prepared flirting lines got stuck in her throat. When she leaned forward deliberately to act coquettously later, Shen Yan only judged her estrogen level was high according to pupil dilation and heart rate changes. The whole blind date turned into a comprehensive physical data analysis. Embarrassed all the way, Zhang Nian fled awkwardly in the end. Aunt Qin did not give up and kept sending raid envelopes to encourage her. For the sake of the luxury house and sports car, as well as the dignity of her online persona, enchanting waist beauty blogger, Zhang Nian launched a full-scale pursuit. She changed into a pure white dress and pretended to fall down on purpose on his way off work, only for Shen Yan to dodge her precisely unsuggest. She practiced Pilates due to insufficient core muscle strength before walking away without hesitation. She made loving bento for him, yet he sampled and analyzed its nutrition, pointing out excessive fat content. She even sneaked into his academic lecture to charm him from the front row, but was treated as an interactive sample and asked professional questions she could not understand at all, making her escape the lecture hall in embarrassment under the sympathetic gaze of all students for the first time in her life of flirting. Zhang Nian suffered a complete defeat from one man. The research institute held an internal academic cocktail party, and Aunt Qin got an invitation for Zhang Nian, believing the ambiguous party atmosphere was a perfect chance. Zhang Nian wore a burgundy velvet backless long dress and appeared stunningly. Just as she was about to approach Shen Yan, Lin Weiwei, a researcher in the gene editing group, took the lead to hold his arm intimately. She claimed to be Shen Yan's longtime colleague, implicitly mocking Zhang Nian as someone who could never fit into Shen Yan's academic world. Later, Lin Weiwei publicly exposed Zhang Nian's online screen name as a seductive beauty blogger in front of the crowd, spreading that she taught girls to manipulate men by all means, framing Zhang Nian as a superficial gold digger and making her the focus of disdainful attention from all rigorous researchers present. Overwhelmed by humiliation, Zhang Nian hoped Shen Yan would speak up for her, but he remained cold and silent. When Zhang Nian was about to leave in despair, Shen Yan called her an experimental sample polluting the environment in front of everyone and dragged her away forcibly. He took her to the core area of the research institute and locked her inside a P3 biosafety laboratory. In the dim and confined lab, Shen Yan completely dropped his cold and abstinent disguise, showing overwhelming aggression. He pointed out every detail of Zhang Nian's flirting tutorials accurately, even knowing her exclusive paid content for fans, which shocked Zhang Nian greatly. Shen Yan confessed everything frankly. He had regarded Zhang Nian as his only observation variable 3 years ago when he saw her rescue a stray kitten. The blind date, luxury house and Porsche were all experimental props designed by him, with Aunt Kun cooperating fully. He had studied numerous love behavior papers and romance movies to build a pursuit model just to approach her step by step. Lin Weiwei was merely a control group for him to test Zhang and Ian's emotional reaction. Shen Yan admitted that he had long been uncontrollably attracted to her scent and charm. Then he entered the second stage of his experiment and entangled intimately with Zhang Nian in the sealed laboratory. When Zhang Nian woke up, she was in Sheng Yan's apartment. He still kept his rigid scientific research habit, leaving her a note written like an experimental report. Thinking of treating the night as a what-I'm indulgence, Zhang Nian wanted to let it go, but Shen Yan took out a complete data report recording her heart rate, dopamine secretion and physical reactions. He insisted on completing the missing experimental data with rigorous scientific logic. Since then, Zhang Nian was almost confined in his apartment. By day, Shen Yan was a cold and solemn associate professor by night. He became a paranoid maniac who indulged in lingering affection with her in the name of experiments, studying every subtle reaction of her body carefully. From resistance and helplessness, Zhang Nian gradually sank into his unique paranoid tenderness. Soon after, the Chord Ada of Stardust Project, a national key project led by Shen Yan, was leaked anonymously, making him the prime suspect and facing a fatal crisis for his academic career. Shen Wom late at night in extreme irritability, because Lin Weiwei deliberately imitated Zhang and Ian's dressing and perfume, claiming she understood his research better. Shen Yan confessed to Zhang Nian that all his data models and rational judgments had lost control because of her. Comparing her to an irreversible virus invading his core program, it was his clumsy and sincere confession as a scientist. All Zhang and Ian's grievances vanished instantly, and she took the initiative to comfort him tenderly, falling completely into this special relationship. Determined to protect Shen Yan, Zhang Nian decided to find out the truth. She learned about the internal hearing of the institute from Aunt Kin. She dressed in a capable black suit with sharp makeup, informed her fans of a temporary live stream suspension, and went to the research institute alone. She pried open the door of the P3 laboratory with a hairpin and cracked Shen Yan's computer password set with the special day he first saw her. She accidentally found the backup surveillance video stored privately by Shen Yan, which clearly recorded Lin Weiwei sneaking into the laboratory late at night, copying Chord Ada with a USB flash drive and deleting on-site surveillance footage, solidifying her crime of stealing confidential information and framing Shen Yan maliciously. The atmosphere was extremely solemn at the hearing, where Lin Weiwei pretended to be sad and sympathetic. Zhang Nian suddenly broke into the venue and played the surveillance video as iron evidence in public. Panicked, Lin Weiwei argued the video was forged, but Sheng Yan responded calmly that the original data had server backups available for technical verification. Completely exposing her lies, Lin Weiwei collapsed in despair and was taken away by the police. Sheng Yan cleared his name, was promoted to full professor exceptionally for proper crisis handling, and gained full control of the project follow-up research. After the incident, Zhang Nian became an internet sensation for exposing the scheming female researcher, doubling her fan base overnight and being praised as a sober, independent female lead by netizens. Her relationship with Shen Yan was made public officially. Aunt Kin happily gave the house deed and Porsche keys betrothal gifts to them, and Sheng Yan handed all property over to Zhang Nian for management without hesitation. The two started cohabitation life. Shen Yan still retained his research habit, recording their private, intimate daily life into an experimental journal filled with unique romantic fun. Endowed with a highly fertile constitution, Zhang Nian missed her period for a long time and felt anxious. After buying a pregnancy test kit, she found out she was unexpectedly pregnant. She video-called Shen Yan, who was attending an academic conference in another city, telling him his proud reproductive probability calculation had failed completely. Shen Yan fell into a long daze instantly, then immediately interrupted the conference and rushed back by overnight flight. He gently stroked Jang En-yeon's lower abdomen, admitting frankly his data had made a mistake, holding her tightly in his arms and confirming she and their unborn child were his lifelong only treasure. From then on, Shen Yan took careful care of Jang En-yeon's pregnancy, regarding her prenatal life as a long-term observation experiment and looking forward to the baby's birth wholeheartedly. After full-term pregnancy, Jung Nayeon gave birth to a pair of dragon and phoenix twins smoothly. Even in the delivery room, Shen Yan could not get rid of his research instinct, explaining childbirth principles with professional knowledge constantly, making Jung Nayeon angry yet touched by his clumsy deep love. In the days that followed, Shen Yan became a devoted father, earnestly researching children's growth details, writing parenting papers and establishing growth data models meticulously. Jung En-yeon's beauty blogger account changed its style completely, posting daily complaints about her scientific researcher husband's weird parenting habits and gaining countless new fans. Once aiming only for luxury houses and sports cars by her charm, Jang Nayeon eventually gained happiness far more precious than material wealth, a warm, complete family, and a paranoid and devoted scientific research genius who belonged only to her.